Welcome back everyone to the Touhou 1cc guide series. We are on Perfect Cherry Blossom today, Touhou 7, on stage 4 and 5. No, it's 3 and 4. I tend to forget. Anyway, as last episode, we are going to play on normal difficulty in Sakuya A, per request of my subscribers. So, here we go, stage 3, let's jump into it. This stage is pretty unique. We have just a small opener of enemies on the beginning, like this, and then the boss of the stage is immediately going to show up. Now, this non-spell here is basically crisscross. It's crisscross in a spiral, the spirals are, how would I say it, they are not synchronized, so these gaps are going to open and close all the time. So you want to watch every time when a gap is straight, move through it. This is kind of the same, but on the left and right side instead of on the top and bottom. So you want to move through the open gap. Again, move through the open gap. But on normal, the non-spell here has lower health, so it's really fast to shoot down with Sakuya. So you won't really need to dodge much of the left-right crisscross. Next, you want to go to the left here, slowly move down, go to the right, move up here, wait a bit, then go to the left again, move up, wait a bit, go down, go to the left again. It's a U-stream movement where you again try to misdirect the bullets and not that the fighters misdirect you. Again, I told this on stage 2 of this game. It happens a lot when the fighters shoot bullets that limit your screen movement, so again, always keep that in mind. It's useful for every bullet hell game. Now, Alice is going to return here with this non-spell, which is kind of tricky. Again, it's a spirals that are not synchronized and the gaps are going to open and close. But this time we have some surprise bullets that can mess you up if you don't look at them, like these and these bullets here. But again, it gets shot down really quick, so you don't have to dodge a lot of it. Now we want to rush up here beside this fighty, grab the one up, go to the left, now shoot the other fighty down, go to the right again, and rinse and repeat like this. You have to kinda fight with the homing of Sakuya because it wants to target other enemies than the powerful, well, the bigger fighties. So you have to sometimes tap the focus button to make it go to the right enemy and deal the damage where I want it to. That's why this shot type is not so good for survival. Like, I think Reimu A is better for survival because the homing always targets the enemy with the higher health, basically. So you have an easier time. It might zack, 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 zack over the screen, left, right, and kills everything. Not like Sakuya, which targets is really slow. It's not the best cleanup shot, but you have the large spread for that, so it kinda balances out. Well, and that was the stage portion of stage 2. Now we have to worry about Alice. Now, Alice beginning non-spell here is pretty much you want to go to one side, like this. You want to look here and then move to the middle again, like that. So you basically minimize the crisscross bullets you have to dodge. Again here, you want to go to this side and choose a bigger gap. It's a classical strategy to not have to dodge every bullet at once that comes from both sides. Again, I said this already probably somewhere. Now, this spell, again, if you hug the bottom, it's pretty much search a straight gap. So I want to just do tiny tap movements here. If I see this, I go up. Again, I move to the left, like this. I see gap here, move right a bit, left a bit. And generally making my life easier. So, because I search straight gaps and gaps that are easy to dodge. Again, I'm repeating this to the 7 bazillionth time, but this game is like this. It's just how it is. Here you see this if you can, a bit scary. This non-spell there is glitched. It's a remnant of the demo and it kills itself, so you can just watch it disappear. Next up is this spell here. It's pretty much the same. You want to search gaps again. The bigger gaps, you have to watch how these bullets interact with each other and open. And then you want to basically move through the gap that's going to open and not a gap that's going to close. So you are safe. Now this non is pretty interesting. You have a spiral here. This blue spiral I tend to dodge like this, and this motion not like this. But the red spiral you can actually dodge like a bit there, because the blue spiral is way bigger, so you get walled to one side of the screen, but the red spiral is smaller. You can get through it really easily, so you can do that movement like that. Basically copy what I did and you will be fine. Next up we have this spell here. This spell is a really interesting spell pattern wise. It's basically built on a lot of, well, how could I say it? Circles and I don't know how the word on English. It's like circles and then ellipses and other stuff. It looks like a flower too sometimes. But again, we want to search for straight gaps here. You can see me tap up there. And here we can see the circles. This is all circles. These ones as well. And the blue ones, I still have to analyze the blue ones, but they are basically circle again, getting thrown in there as circles as well, as you can see. It's basically, she builds circles, and the circles are where one circle has the bullets in the gaps of the other circle. So you have to do a left-right movement to avoid them. But it's not a straight left-right movement because the circles are curved. They are moving from right to the left side of the screen slightly. So you have to do a strange sideways left-right movement, which is somewhat difficult with Sakuya because her focus speed is really fast in comparison to other characters, so making micro movements is a bit difficult. Now, this end spell is pretty much a joke. Sometimes you can stay in the middle and don't move and you will be fine. You can see I'm adjusting my movement here, but I think now it's safe. Yep. Pretty much safe. You just have to move a tiny bit if the pattern changes. You can see, recurring theme. If you stay on the bottom and just look ahead, which bullets are going to come, where's the straightest gap, you're fine. This game is like that. It's super easy, super simple at the beginning. With that said, the simpleness, if that word exists, is going to disappear now. Because we are moving into stage 4. Oh boy. I'm not going to distract you and move directly into stage 4. I'm also warmed up now, so let's go. Stage 4. The best stage in any Touhou game. This opener is left, right, left, right, then you move down, and you move up, and you move down. Here you can move to one side, move up, and you move to the other side. And make sure to move over these bullets from the previous enemies, else you can't go through like I did there and avoid the other bullets to the other side. It's a bit tricky to do. Now, here is where Sakuya's shot type is going to get a bit complicated to use. Now to slowly start on the left, move to the right like this. Rinse and repeat. This section repeats as well. Move up, over. Now we want to basically left, right, this, and always focus on the fighters as best as possible. If we had Rainbow A here, we could stay on one side with the non-homing part of the shot, and the other shot would go after the other side of the screen. But we don't have that luxury here because Sakuya only has one homing. Basically every shot, every part of the shot starts homing. So we have that trouble there. Else we could actually kill those fighters so fast that we could collect all the points and actually get a really nice point advantage and get more extents. But with Sakuya that is not possible. Now in this next section, don't focus, because the homing shot of Sakuya is going to get crazy with these snake-like enemies here and mess everything up. They are going to shoot all over the place and make it really difficult. So you want to go to the left here, stay on the left, slowly move to the right, stay on the left, slowly move to the right. And that's that section here. Now we go up here and slowly and surely shoot these down and move always around these. Now we want to slowly move down here to the left, move a bit to the right, go a bit to the right again, so we misdirect these, go up and over, stay on the left again. And now we scream, and don't try to shoot here. These enemies are going to shoot a lot of bullets at you. I tried to show it off just at the end, but I wasn't fast enough. Anyway, you don't have to know what happens, it's terrible. Now we got Lily White mid-boss. You can see we have these home red arrows and these rice bullets that have strange patterns and movements to them. You have to basically watch out for the rice bullets, ignore the red arrow bullets because they are aimed. If you move away from them, they will not be a problem because, you know, end bullets are just there for a second. If you move away, you're fine. Now this spread here is kinda like a crisscross, but it's more random and the gaps can appear really strange, but as you saw there was a line that was open. That sometimes happens, sometimes it doesn't. You just have to read it as best as possible. I tend to watch a gap, move up on the screen and then move down again. While I move down, I make sure to analyze what comes next. I move up again and then down again, and like that you can dodge the difficult pattern in chunks, basically in tiny movement chunks. You read a bit of the pattern, you dodge through it, because you move with the bullets downwards. Whoops, I used a bomb accidentally there. Anyway, I was explaining that you can basically move downwards with the bullets with the same speed if you are in a gap, and then the bullets don't hit you and you have time to analyze the next gap. Now this section here is pretty hard for beginners. I would say to bomb, which I accidentally did there. You actually saw Lily White drops a bomb, so you can bomb trade basically. You bomb to attract or POC the bomb that's dropped from Lily White, and then you can actually be safe for a while with the bomb, which is going to happen here. Basically, what you want to do here is, again, misdirecting this like this. You don't have to move much. It looks worse than it actually is. want to move up here, do this. Like that you are safe. You don't really have to use a bomb in this section. You can actually get used to the section in training mode. I would recommend to do that. You can actually train the mid-boss from Lily White in this section. It's really useful and it's not so far into the stage, so it's not that much of a grind. Next, these fighters are going to return. It's a bit of a different pattern this time around, but it's basically the same idea. You want to shoot them down as quickly as possible, and here we can... I was too slow, else I could have squeezed in a POC. Now move to the left, move to the right, go up, POC, now stay on the right, slowly move to the left, you hear it, slowly move to the left, and then we go to the right. You can quick kill that one, go down, move to the right, move to the right, go up again, you'll see, move down, don't go down all the way, move, go up, stay on the right, move to the left, move to the left, that's it. Now the suicide fiery, again you can do a bomb trade here, or you can dodge this. Again we want to go to one side, so we don't have to deal with the crisscross immediately, like this. That's the simplest way to dodge the suicide fiery basically. Now, that was stage 4. Is it stage 4? Yes, it's stage 4. That was stage 4, the stage portion. Now we have the Prism River Sisters. Now, one problem we have is that Sakuya actually has the most difficult non-spell as the first attack on her with the White Prism River Sister. So this attack is pretty much not worth it for beginners to dodge. I'm going to try and show it off, but most likely you want to use a bomb here. Try to survive as long as possible, and if you get cornered, you are going to use a bomb. And one thing that you have to keep in mind in this game is bombs are different if you are focused or unfocused in this game. You basically have two options for a bomb. The focused bomb is always slow and does way more damage, and the unfocused bomb is basically just a screen clear. It does a little damage, but your movement stays fast. When you focus, you are pretty slow, so if you do a focused bomb, you won't be able to, for example, POC all the items if you are in a spot where many enemies are on the screen. So you want to use a non-focused bomb. It's a bit strange. I would always recommend to use a focused bomb because it lingers longer on the screen, so you have more time to survive and it pushes the game forward. Anyway, with that said, let's try to do this non-spell here. Want to move to one side, move to the other side, move through here, slowly move to the right, misdirect this, move through here, and rinse and repeat. Go through here, go through here, move back, again, move through here, move back, and that's it. Wow, that was easier than I remember, actually. But that's how that non-spell works. Now we have these lasers here. They are aimed, so you want to step away from them, but be careful because there are bullets getting left behind, like this bullet right here, that will try and disrupt your tiny, well, sidestep movement basically. Now, triple spell. First one. Want to move about here and start moving through these gaps. Do a big movement here and move back like this. Tiny gap, big gap. Again, do a big movement at the end. Wait, and that's it. Now, depending on how much damage you did to the specific sister, we are going to fight her as the next section of this boss fight. Now, I did more damage to the red one apparently, so now we have to deal with her. Her attacks are, this non-spell here is pretty much again like the lasers. It's just sidestepping because it's aimed, but you always have to watch out for the bullets that are not aimed and left behind from the last wave basically. Same thing applies here. The blue bullets, blue arrowheads, are the ones that are a bit strange sometimes. You can see you have to move through the cone in a way that you can see I'm jumping through the lanes basically. It's comprised of different lanes layered, and I'm going through a layer to basically do my sidestep and get away from the red arrowheads. It's a bit strange, but we have to look at the blue bullets and do the sidestep through them at the right moment. Now this spell is pretty much crisscross, and it's terrible as you can see. I died, so it's really dense, and you want to again do the... Wow, I'm really not on my own today. Anyway, let's just bomb, shall we? Like that. You should do that as well. If I can't dodge that spell, you know it's pretty terrible, and it is pretty terrible. You have to do the move up, move down, move up, move down through the crisscrossing gaps really fast and analyze them. It's a mess to do, and it's really, really hard. So bomb and be safe. Always use that X button. Next triple spell. This one again is pretty much you must bomb. It's super hard. These bullets here layer in a really strange way. You can see it here for some time. It gets super hard to do. Just bomb again. You have enough bombs with Sakuya to do this. Next up, we have the last and ultimate triple spell card. This one is quite hard, but you have to see basically where the bullets are closed at the beginning, they are going to open. So you want to move through those gaps. You can see with Sakuya again, if you keep the damage rolling, it doesn't take too long and you will be fine. Pretty tough spell card again. It's a double-edged sword because you have the 3 sisters, so if you use one bomb, the spell pretty much evaporates because you have 3 hitboxes to do damage with the bomb, and it just you can get away with one bomb and it will die. So it's you what you choose. Either take the risk, spare one bomb and try to dodge it, or use one bomb and be safe. One of the two. That's a thing you have to keep in mind, but obviously the best course of action would be try and challenge the spell, see if you can do it, and if you get hit, do a death bomb and save yourself. But sometimes that's not possible because the death bomb is also really hard to do. So you have to do resource management, basically how you feel dodging that spell at that moment. You have to take a decision, do I bomb or do I not bomb? But anyway, enough theory. This was the Touhou 1cc Guide series, stage 3 and 4 of Touhou 7, Perfect Cherry Blossom. With you was your host, Lorenzo, and I say goodbye. Until next time, later.